What's up, fam? Elijah Chad here, and welcome to another episode of EXTOL WE. And this week, Linda, Crystal, my father, are the extras, and I am the very ordinary. Family, it's been so incredibly beautiful seeing the goodness of my father in this last week. As he's expressed the goodness of his ways in releasing glory to the lives of his children in order that we may glorify him. If you're new to the channel, which a lot of you are, and are not aware of what God has been up to in my life over the last 4 years, back on March 17th, 2018, not 17, as I've been going back and capturing all these things to remember them for the rest of my life, to meditate upon the testimonies of God's faithfulness on my life. Back on March 17th of 2018, God gave me a dream in the night that revealed extraordinary life with Elijah. He gave a lot of details of what that was going to look like, and from that point forward, I began to walk in the consistent actions of faith over time, building what God has called me to do, wrestling through God, why am I doing this? What are we up to? Such that 6 years to the day after that original video that I was sitting down with Linda to record her testimony video, which I'll link up here above. We posted last week. Please go and watch it. I watched it at least 5 times. I think it's 6 or 7 times now. And each time that I listen to it, that some new nuance of God's goodness, his favor, his kindness, his blessing to her and her family comes out to bless my heart, to know him more. Watch the video. Father is so good. But that out of this dream in the night with Jesus, to do this thing that he called me to do, that I got a hold of that word and I didn't let go, steward it forward in time, 6 years, such that the stage would be ready for Linda's testimony to be told, that bears a true testimony of Jesus as a spirit of prophecy. Family, as that the video went out from there, then over this last week, that my channel has gone from 21 subscribers to 135. Why that is so incredibly beautiful, why it's so incredibly meaningful, is that it points to the goodness of my father. That on my other channel, Extraordinary Life with Elijah, after 4 years of labor of making videos, over 500 videos, I had grown 127 subscribers. On the morning of March 20th, when I sent Linda's testimony video to her to get her husband, her daughter, herself to listen to it, make sure that I was representing the telling of what God had done in their life well, sent it out to them and went and had coffee with a person at a coffee shop. As we chatted together, found out that they and their family also have a YouTube channel. A couple of them actually, and are very successful. They have so many subscribers that they're actually earning money off of their YouTube channels, and it's helping to support their family, which is so incredible. That's amazing. And celebrated their success, said, I have YouTube channels as well. Would you like to see them? They said, absolutely. Told them where to go. They looked at the quality of my videos, and the number said, man, this is incredible, but you only have 21 subscribers on your channel. Did you just start like last week? What's going on here? No, been at this for 4 years. They had some very pointed insights for me and said, if you do not promote your videos, no one is ever going to see them. No one is ever going to come to subscribe to your channel. The channel is going to go nowhere, and it's going to be an embarrassment to you. You are wasting your time. I remember in hearing that, it certainly was very difficult to hear, but out of the faith that God has given me, that I clearly stepped back to them and said, that is the most encouraging thing that I've heard about my channel yet. God has given me vision. He's given me faith to step into this process with him, to help demonstrate his power and his goodness, lest he promote what I'm doing, it will go nowhere. And when it catches fire, much like the prophet Elijah of old, I'm dumping jar after jar after jar of water on the sacrifice of my life, such that when he lights it up, that there will be no question to anyone onlooking. There's no incendiary device in the middle of this. This is not a party trick. This is not striving. And even if someone snuck an incendiary device into my sacrifice, it's going to be so incredibly wet, it wouldn't light it on fire anyway. I told my friend then, that's the most encouraging thing I've heard yet about my channel, and drove home praying and praising and thanking the Father for the vision that he had given me and the verification from a very successful professional on the YouTube platform to say, unless God shows up, little pal, you ain't going nowhere. I got home, friends. I heard from Linda and she said, yes, we've listened to your video. Please go live with this. Send out our tactical nuke of hope to the rest of the world. And we pray that God encourages the hearts of everyone who hears this video. Smash the live button on that. And as then I went to worship practice that night, wanted to listen to Linda's testimony again and looked at my subscribers. And that morning I had 21 subscribers. And that when I hit the button to listen to Linda's testimony on the way to worship though, I had 46 subscribers. As I continued on into the evening, friends, and then I got 52, 58, 63, 67, 93, 98, and over a 24-hour period, friends, 106 subscribers were added to my channel, EXTOL WE. And now sitting here with you, that there are 135 subscribers on my channel, and Linda's testimony video has been watched 135 times. It's now the most viewed video on EXTOL WE, and that it matches 135 subscribers, 135 views. So incredibly encouraging, my friends, that seeing the extraordinary life with Elijah, about what do you need to know about extraordinary life with Elijah, this channel. I'm building a family of nations. You look at EXTOL WE. What do you need to know about this channel? We are building a family of nations and stepping out in faith, serving one another in a we disciple us context to honor and to glorify one another with the gifts and the grace that we have to please our Father's heart, to impart grace to others so that they can then step into that as well and to impart grace back to us. We all know the Father more than in a 24-hour period, that the success that the Father has poured out upon that has outpaced 4 years of labor by myself to grow that channel and what God had done in my life through grace and faith. Family, the Father is putting on display the power of his ways, the testimony of what he has said is true. In Revelation 19:10, it says, for a clear testimony of Jesus is the very spirit of prophecy. Revelations 12:11, they triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. They did not love their lives so much as to shrink back from death. And family, as Linda told her testimony at the appointed time, we had set up to tell her testimony on March 10th. We got delayed. We couldn't do it then. No, God was saying, it's not time yet. Her stage is ready on March 17th. And the fullness of time, that as Linda stepped forward to tell a bold testimony of Jesus and of what he had done in her life, not shrinking back from loving her life unto death, stepping into very difficult things by the power of Jesus' blood being manifest in her life and her family's life, that a testimony was ready to go forth as an empowering, overcoming grace to others, for those who would hear it, to explore it by faith, to impart the blood of the Lamb to them in overcoming as a result of her outgoing testimony. Also seeing that God in me, stepping into the word that God had given me to step into. Consistent actions of faith over time to provide a platform for Linda to tell her testimony on, then began to speak to my heart about Jesus and the Father and the glory that the Father laid on his Son to glorify the Father. Jesus' words, John 12:28, Father, glorify your name. Then a voice came from heaven. The Father said, I have glorified it, and I will glorify it again. Jesus' high priestly prayer in John 17, Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son, that your Son may glorify you. Later on in the chapter, my prayer is not for them alone, the 12 disciples. I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message, aka me, Linda, and Crystal, that all of them may be one, Father, just as you are in me and I am in you. May they also be in us, that they may be one as we are one, I and them and you and me, so that they may be brought into complete unity. Then the whole world will know that you sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me. John 13:34, a new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so also you must love one another. John 15:7-8, if you remain in me, says Jesus, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. God's promise, Romans 8:28, that God works all things together for the good of those who love him, who've been called according to his purposes. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified. As all of this begins to come together, it's so beautiful to see how, in this context of family is the most powerful algorithm being expressed in a we disciple us process, that God built a platform through the faithfulness of my life that my sister Linda could be set upon, that I took the light of my life, the glory that the Father gave me, to glorify him through the good works that I've been given to do. And I took that glory and I shone it on Linda. And Linda said, I will arise and shine. I will do my good works before all mankind, to get their eyes to see my good works that the Father has given me to do, and turn their eyes to heaven to see my Father in his glory. And that as that outgoing flow of family honor and imparting glory, using the freedom that we have not to serve our own sinful desires, but to serve one another in love to our Father's glory, that the outgoing grace of that empowered people to see Jesus's goodness, and that the end result expressed in my life was an increase of impossibility. I love this so much when I look to my analytics. Not looking at analytics to say, how can I manipulate my media and everything I'm posting on YouTube to be successful, get likes and subscribers, but to look at it from a context of accountability. In the last 28 days, I've seen an increase of 123 subscribers. 1, 2, 3. That's a 12,200% increase over the last 28 days. Family, these are the works of my Father, demonstrating that he is good. The video that posted in this Sunday, March 24th, 2024, was complete and connect. And it was connected to a video posted 3.5 years ago in the past called Wounds of a Friend. That as I met with my friend, and that they wounded me with their words, that there was that that is hard to hear, that out of that, they were not multiplying kisses, that they could be trusted. And that in that space, that there was a celebration of, I hear the word of the Lord in that. This is a good word. And that as I stepped into that, to not compete with my friend Linda, but to serve to complete the grace and the calling on her life, to send forth the testimony of Jesus and what he had done in her life. That word that has gone out to connect with so many people, as her and her daughter Crystal have sent out this testimony video. And then that they've borne testimony back to me of what it's accomplishing in the lives of people, that word is going out to connect with people, and then to correct areas of hopelessness, correct areas of lies, correct areas of depression and hurts in their lives, and that then that grace is flowing back to Crystal, Linda, and then to me as they say, look at what the Lord is accomplishing, and that we are discipling us to be able to have greater grace, to stand up in our gifts, to please our Father's heart, to impart more grace to the people in our lives. Family, my encouragement to you is that Jesus has poured out the full riches of his life, that he has impoverished himself and laid himself down in death as the foundation upon which our success is built. Through his poverty, emptying himself out, we have been made rich. Jesus is not self-promoting. He is so good that as his grace comes to us and that we, the redeemed, say, this is so incredibly good. I cannot keep this message just to myself. I know of at least 3 other people who need to hear the goodness of this message. You have to hear what this guy, Jesus, has told me. And that as we send that message out to them, that they receive that grace from us, that the Father's released to us and then through us, that as the message of the goodness of the kingdom goes out and that people receive the grace that has come to us and now through us, that they hear that message of the good news of the kingdom and they say, yes, I subscribe to what this is all about. I'm gonna hit it, and man, I'm gonna get it. That then in that context, then there's this outgoing expression of the kingdom that if I don't tell the message of Jesus to others, Jesus' subscriber count is not going up. He doesn't self-promote. But friends, Jesus is showing an example of a very powerful, inescapable algorithm that all the powers of hell cannot oppose. That here I am sitting here 2,000 plus years later as a result of the faithfulness of 11 disciples to merge the gospel of the kingdom forward to ensure that it's in my hand. I am now a subscriber of Jesus. That the powerful algorithm of the royal family of this children of heaven have ensured that the message has come to me. Even though all the powers of the world are attempting to shove the message of Jesus down through its algorithm, thumbs down on that. We're gonna relegate that to the shadows. That's not gonna advance unless you make it sexy. No, there's a lot of subscribers to Jesus' message, and the gates of hell cannot overcome them. If that's what Jesus has constrained himself to in the ways of our family, then that's what I'm gonna constrain myself to and allow the Father to glorify me, not my own self-promotion. If you have shrunk back in the message that you have received from Jesus, that you haven't taken that message and pushed it on to at least someone else that you can think of, man, who would resonate? I know exactly who I'm gonna send this message to. If you've shrank back and you've loved your own life more than the gospel message that has come to you, friends, I would encourage you with the grace and the love of Christ is within me to step boldly into the testimony of what Jesus has done in your life and prophesy. Be the mouthpiece of God, the very mouth of God that says, be reconciled to God, that the forward advancing of the kingdom could come through your lips to invite other people into subscribing to our family of faith. So, if you subscribe to what we are doing, then hit the button, hit it, and then get it. Hit the bell as well so you get notified with the new content. Oh, my Father is so good. I'm so content in him. And if you loved this video, you didn't just like it, then hit the thumbs down button. I'd be eternally grateful if if you'd take another jar of water and dump it on this video to help highlight the power of my Father. I pray blessings on all of our lives together. I love you guys lots, and I will see you in the next video.